Hello, and welcome to a video for Grade 12 Essential Math on one-time purchase costs. When you purchase a place to live, there's a lot of upfront costs that you need to pay that can add up to several $1,000s very easily. This is one of the major disadvantages of purchasing a place to live, because for renting, you don't have these upfront costs. Let's take a look at a list. This is a relatively complete list, but there are definitely things that could be added to this. This should be most of the costs that you're looking at. A deposit is something you pay when you put in an offer on a house. This will be about $1,000 to $10,000 to show that you're serious. This deposit, if you end up purchasing the house, will get rolled into your down payment, but it's not separate from that. Down payment needs to be a minimum of 5% of the purchase price of the house, and that can add up to several $1,000s very easily. If you have less than a 20% down payment, then you'll need to get mortgage insurance. An interest adjustment is the interest that you pay between the time that you take possession of the house and your first mortgage payment. Land transfer tax is tax that you pay to the municipality in the province so that your land, or when the land gets transferred into your name. Property tax adjustment is the part of the property tax that you pay for the part of the year you live in the house. If you live in the house for only half of the year, you only have to pay half of the property tax. Legal fees are fees that you pay to a lawyer to make sure the paperwork is done right. This could be anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 quite easily. And this is to make sure that it's done right. You can do a lot of the paperwork on your own, but you want to make sure that it's done right, make sure that the property is transferred to you correctly. Your survey is something that is done to make sure that your house is in the right location. There's no problems with the house being too close to the neighbors, or maybe there's a fence too close to the neighbors or stuff like that. A survey is something that is important to do, and it costs usually $300 to $400, somewhere in that range. Title insurance is cheaper and means you don't have to get a survey, but is insurance in case there's a problem later in the first couple of years that shows up. It will pay for that. A little bit cheaper than a survey, but it can be used instead of a survey. An appraisal is something that may need to be done. You may have to pay for this. You may not have to. This is often done to make sure that your value is correct for your home insurance or your property tax. Utility hookups. If you're building a new house, you may have to pay for utility to be brought to the house, or you may have to pay for your account to be set up with your electricity company. If you have to make renovations to the house or repairs, those can also add many thousands of dollars very quickly. You have to repair the kitchen, or you have to repair water damage or the roof, or maybe you just hate how the bathroom looks and you want to replace it. You could do that too, but you may have that as an upfront cost. Appliances. Your big 5 appliances are your stove, your dishwasher, your fridge, your washer, and your dryer, and each of those is at least $1,000. So if you need to put in all 5 appliances into a new house, you're looking at least $5,000 or $6,000 for that. Decorating is another one. Maybe you just want to paint. Maybe you want to replace the carpet or something like that. That is another cost that ends up costing you quite a bit of money quite quickly. One thing that's important to realize, however, is that these are costs that you will need to pay, but not all of them are cash out of pocket. Your deposit and your down payment are stuff that you need to have that cash because that subtracts the amount that you have to pay for your mortgage. You can sometimes use borrowed money or gifts or sweat equity for a down payment. Mortgage insurance and your interest adjustment usually get rolled into your mortgage so that it ends up increasing your monthly payment a little bit. Land transfer tax and your property tax adjustment are stuff that if you're buying your first house, you'll need to pay up front. If you're buying a second house, you'll pay for that out of the proceeds of selling your first house. Legal fees, you'll often have to pay up front, but some of that can get rolled into your mortgage as well. Same thing with survey and title insurance. Those can often get rolled into the cost of the mortgage when you take it out, if you're not at your maximum affordability. However, stuff like utility hookups or renovations and repairs and appliances, those generally do not get rolled into your mortgage. If you need to buy new appliances, that will generally not get rolled into your mortgage. You can do something called a mortgage plus, where you purchase a house, you take out extra money on your mortgage for renovations, But then you have to complete the renovations within a certain time frame and get your house reassessed. So there's a lot of costs that you'll have to pay in here. As well, one thing to note, if you're selling a house, so say you're moving, then you'll need to pay real estate commission if you're having a real estate agent help you sell your house, and that can be quite a lot of money too. Hope this has been helpful. This is a list of costs, and again, a lot of these costs end up being quite a lot of money. One thing I do want to look at is I want to look at an example of how to calculate a property tax adjustment. So let's look at this. Let's say Travis purchased the house, has a possession date of September 1st. It has his annual property tax bill here and says, what portion will he have to pay? Well, let's start off by going, he's living in the house starting September 1st. So he's going to have to pay for September, October, November, December, which works out to 4 months. And there are 12 months in the year, last I checked. 4 divided by 12, we just take that times the property tax bill, $4,258, and we end up getting $1,419.33. So this is the portion of the property tax he'll need to pay, or his property tax adjustment. This is a question that shows up fairly commonly, so it's one that's worth showing you how to do. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.